Bridget, the gorilla, had a strange pregnancy and an amazing birth. Everyone was shocked when they saw what she delivered. Bridget, a much-loved gorilla at the zoo, had a story that touched everyone who knew her. She was born in Africa's wild jungles, showing the natural beauty of her kind. Sadly, hunters killed her mother when Bridget was just a baby, making her an orphan. "We found her hiding in the bushes," a park ranger whispered, scared and all by herself. Wildlife workers rescued her and gave her a fresh start. They took her to Columbus Zoo, where kind workers welcomed her warmly. They cared for her with love, giving her a safe place to grow up. Little by little, Bridget formed bonds with her keepers, making deep friendships that went beyond different species. Her smarts often surprised them. "Look how she's watching us," Maria said to John, another keeper. "Those eyes understand everything." When she grew up, Bridget was very friendly. But right after she turned 11, her keepers noticed something strange about her. She started behaving differently, showing small changes that caught their eye. The workers watched her carefully, feeling worried but also curious. Bridget stopped eating, got sick in the mornings, and slept most of the day. Thinking she might be ill, her keepers checked on her right away. What they found was completely surprising. Bridget was going to have a baby. "That's impossible, Doctor," Emily said loudly. "We've watched her so carefully." She had formed a bond with Kofu, a gorilla visitor who had arrived a few months earlier. The news filled the workers with wonder and happiness. It was amazing to see the orphaned gorilla they had cared for now getting ready to be a mother. A new chapter in Bridget's life was starting. The team, led by their dedication and doctor. Emily Harris's knowledge, prepared to help Bridget through her pregnancy. They knew the birth would be important for both Bridget and the whole zoo. Dr. Emily Harris, an experienced animal doctor who worked with gorillas, teamed up with the zookeepers to watch Bridget's behavior. They spent many hours observing her, writing down every small change in her daily routine. While carefully studying her everyday habits, they noticed strange behaviors that showed this pregnancy would be different from others they had seen at the zoo. "She's keeping away from the others again today," Tom noted, writing in his journal. Bridget became more and more alone, finding quiet places in her home. She changed completely, now eating huge amounts of food, devouring her meals hungrily. Their best experts worked together to care for her. They changed her diet to make sure she and her unborn baby got the right nutrition. The zookeepers watched her all the time, ready to help whenever she needed it. Pregnant animals often keep away from their friends, groups, or families. Their natural instinct is to protect their babies, making them want to be alone. But Bridget's behavior became worrying. She wasn't just avoiding others. She wouldn't leave her favorite spot or interact with anyone, even her caregivers. She had been quite social before, and this sudden change confused everyone. "Bridget, honey, it's just me," Maria coaxed, holding out a banana. "Come on, take this." She spent most of her time sleeping or lying down, looking too tired to move or too scared to go near her old friends. "Still, Doctor," Emily decided not to take her away from her chosen family, believing such a big change would hurt her feelings. As days turned into weeks, Bridget became more restless while her guardians stayed watchful, feeling both excited and nervous. They knew the birth was coming soon and couldn't wait for her to go back to being happy and lively. While excitement grew at Columbus Zoo, a new animal doctor and gorilla expert, Dr. Jason Miller, joined the team. Dr. Emily Harris, the experienced animal caretaker, first doubted Dr. Jason's ways. Their different ideas about gorilla care caused some problems. "Your methods are outdated, Doctor," Jason said during their first meeting. We need to modernize our approach. My methods have worked for 20 years, Doctor. Emily replied strongly. Their different opinions showed up during talks about food choices, activity programs, and daily routines. One issue that made their disagreement worse involved how gorillas should interact socially. Dr. Emily believed that strong friendships among gorillas were crucial for their mental health. She wanted gorillas to mix freely, just like in the wild. Dr. Jason, however, worried about possible fights and injuries from unlimited socializing. He preferred a more controlled approach, limiting interactions to prevent aggressive behavior. You're just making them dependent on humans, he argued. And you're isolating social creatures, she shot back angrily. The new doctor thought Bridget proved his point. Seeing her pull away made him push for moving her from the group area, going against Dr. Emily's earlier decision. The pregnant gorilla became a test case for both doctors. While Emily encouraged her to spend time with her longtime friends, Jason helped set up an even more private space and often placed himself between her and other gorillas, including Kofu, her baby's father. Their clashing views caused stress and division in the team. Zookeepers found themselves torn between the familiar ways under Dr. Emily and new rules from Dr. Jason. Then something unexpected happened. Bridget went into labor earlier than expected. Much, much earlier. "It's too early," yelled Tom, rushing from the area. "Get both doctors now." Some zookeepers joked that she was just tired of the doctors arguing about her care, but the veterinarians knew something more serious was happening. They just weren't sure what. Everyone jumped into action, and the coming birth forced them to adjust. The emergency made Dr. Emily and Dr. Jason put their arguments aside and focus on their shared goal, giving the best care to Bridget and her coming baby. "We need to work together now, Doctor," Emily said firmly. "Let's forget our disagreements." The spirit of teamwork between Dr. Emily and Dr. Jason grew stronger as they combined their efforts, making sure Bridget got complete care. But this birth turned out to be harder than expected. Bridget groaned and screamed in pain for hours without any baby coming. Watching the gorilla's agony, both doctors became increasingly worried. Hours felt like forever as she bravely fought through each contraction. "Something's wrong, Doctor," Jason whispered. "The baby should be here by now." The zookeepers stayed steady, giving strong support to the struggling gorilla mother. In the wild, animals don't get medical help, and veterinarians usually don't interfere with natural processes. But as labor continued, it became clear that Bridget needed medical assistance. Dr. Emily and Dr. Jason made the tough choice to step in to safely deliver her baby. The two worked together closely. They had put away their earlier fights, now united by a shared mission to give excellent care to the gorilla mother and her coming baby. They needed to figure out why Bridget was having such a hard labor. "Moving quickly, Doctor." Emily worked quietly, and what she found shocked her. "It's placenta previa," she told Dr. Jason softly. "The placenta is blocking the birth canal." Sadly, Bridget was suffering because of placenta previa. This problem meant the placenta was positioned at Bridget's cervix opening, stopping her baby from coming out. Surgery would be needed. As Bridget's contractions got stronger, everyone in the room quickly got ready for an emergency cesarean section. Gorilla C-sections are rare, but they knew they had to try to save both mother and baby. "We have no choice, Doctor," Jason agreed. "Let's begin immediately." "Sorry for the interruption. Before we continue with the story, I kindly ask you to like the video and subscribe to this channel. It is very important for us. Thank you very much." Because this kind of surgery was so unusual, the zoo workers chose to film it so they could share important knowledge with doctors and animal doctors around the world. When the operation began, everyone's eyes and the cameras watched the pregnant gorilla, their hearts beating fast with worry and fear. Using their skilled training, both doctors did the C-section surgery. The room was filled with stress as everyone held their breath, praying everything would work out. Then, all at once, the room burst with happy cheers as Dr. Emily carefully pulled out a small gorilla from Bridget's belly. She said it was a girl, and the zoo workers started thinking of names for the baby gorilla. "She's gorgeous," Maria whispered quietly, her eyes wide with wonder. But everyone's joy quickly turned to shock when they found out there was another baby. Just a few minutes later, Dr. Emily brought out another little gorilla, making everyone gasp in surprise. With gorillas, mothers usually have just one baby every 4 to 6 years, and only 3 or 4 babies in their whole life. Having twin gorillas is very rare, and having both babies live through birth is even more amazing. "Another one!" Tom shouted. "I can't believe this." Dr. Emily and Dr. Jason each checked one baby, then both gave thumbs up to show the babies were breathing well and doing fine. Even after the hard birth, Bridget had given birth to not just one but 2 healthy gorillas. It was like a miracle. Everyone clapped and cheered with amazement, and the whole room filled with shouts and applause. After the surgery, Bridget got quick medical care and was taken to rest in her own special area. All the workers were thrilled to take care of her little ones while she got better. The babies were small and fragile, but they breathed strongly, and their tiny hands quickly learned how to grab and hold the food bits their caretakers gave them. "This little guy eats just like Bridget," John said while giving one baby a bottle. Finally, Bridget woke up a few days later and saw her babies. Even though she was kept away from them right after they were born, she immediately ran to hug them and let her natural mothering feelings take over. The workers watched in wonder at the miracle they had seen, a double blessing that was better than anything they had hoped for and filled their hearts with amazing joy. When news of Bridget the gorilla having twins got around the zoo world, many people reacted with surprise and doubt. Such an incredible thing had rarely been seen before, and what it meant for saving gorillas was huge. Bridget's story had grown bigger than just a simple zoo tale. It had become famous worldwide and needed close study. "In 30 years of research," said a visiting monkey expert, "I've never seen this before." Scientists knew how unusual gorilla twins were, with only a few recorded cases in all of primate research history. The chance to watch this amazing event up close was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that could give valuable knowledge about how these incredible animals reproduce and live. Because of this, many researchers and animal doctors rushed to the zoo, all wanting to see the cute monkey family. Since gorillas are in danger because of hunting, losing their homes, and disease, finding a zoo that was successfully helping the species grow was wonderful. The scientists watched with interest as Bridget played with her twins, seeing the loving relationship that grew between the mother and her babies. Her caring nature was clear as she gently took care of each of her children. "Look how she gives both babies equal attention, Doctor," Emily whispered to the other researchers. Besides the loving bond the researchers saw, they were also excited to gather important facts that could help explain gorilla twin births. Watching how Bridget parented, what she ate, and how she split her time between the twins was all valuable information. Along with watching behaviors, the researchers did medical checks on Bridget's twins. Health tests, measuring how they grew, and studying their genes were all done carefully to check the health and genetic differences of each baby. Bridget's babies became symbols of the hope and strength that wildlife protectors had in their fight against the dangers facing gorillas and other animals in trouble. But even with the unusual and incredible thing that happened at the zoo, Columbus Zoo had been dealing with serious money problems that put its future at risk. "We might have to close some exhibits if things don't improve," the director admitted during a staff meeting. Mike Reynolds, an experienced head zookeeper who really loved the zoo and its animals, became a ray of hope during these tough times. "I have a plan," Mike announced, determination in his voice. "Bridget's story could rescue us." He created a detailed plan to raise money that focused on the amazing stories Columbus had to offer, especially Bridget and her miracle twins. "Most gorilla twins don't make it past the first week, Doctor," Emily told the workers. "These two are beating all the odds we know about." Mike's hard work slowly started paying off. The news attention on Bridget's story gave perfect timing for his fundraising efforts. Knowing how special Bridget's story was, Mike worked with the marketing team, calling news companies to share the extraordinary tale. "This is more than just a zoo exhibit," he told journalists. "This is a conservation miracle happening right in front of us." News stations happily covered the story, creating widespread excitement about Columbus Zoo. The reporters brought both excitement and concern. Zookeepers worried about bothering the animals but knew the zoo's survival needed this publicity. The number of visitors grew steadily. Families came to Columbus wanting to see Bridget and her twins, bringing new life to the struggling zoo. "More people this week than all last quarter," the ticket worker reported with excitement. The increase in visitors brought much-needed money, helping with the financial problems. Bridget's story rescued Columbus Zoo and started worldwide discussions about protecting animals in danger. Through news coverage, Bridget and her twins became symbols of hope and strength. "Never imagined gorilla twins would rescue this place," Mike thought, watching excited school kids at the viewing glass. Now, Bridget and her babies, Mosuba and Makombo, are doing well as living examples that miracles can happen. Gorillas face serious dangers, but thanks to zoos and wildlife parks, their future looks more hopeful. Did you like this story? If you were the zookeeper, would you let visitors and cameras meet Bridget's newborn twins to help save the zoo? Or would you keep them hidden to protect the little family? Share your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed the story, don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. Sometimes tough times bring unexpected blessings. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video. Wishing you a wonderful day.